Hello, and good morning, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. This is Nick George coming to you from somewhere in Virginia, Lynchburg to be exact. We are here for another family session. This one is strictly, once again, for all the parents of our Freedom School program. We want to engage with you guys. We are going on and on. We are more than halfway through our summer. So we would love to just spend some time and chat with y'all, engage with y'all a little bit. I hope you guys have been watching these past few videos that we're doing on a weekly basis, specifically on Mondays at 11. If you're at work, sorry, we can't change that, but hopefully you'll be able to check this video out when you have some time throughout the day, just to know what we've been doing, know how the past week has been, what we're looking forward to coming up, and get a chance to meet some of our staff. Speaking of staff, I want to bring my man's in. He's been with the listening for a year, 2 years, 2 years, I think. And since jump, he's been enthusiastic and interested in working with young people and mentoring. And he's been wanting to get involved with our Freedom School program. And this year, finally, we did it. We made it happen. So y'all make some noise for the homie, Mr. Steven Stayfly. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's this weekend treat you?
Man, it's been pretty good. I'm just thankful for getting rest. Freedom School. We waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. It takes a toll on you.
Yeah, it goes hard. We go hard. But I'm glad we had a little chance to relax and cool out. Celebrating however you celebrate, for whatever reason you celebrate. If it was just an excuse to have a 4-day weekend, 3-day weekend, or whatever have you. It's all good. Joy is still revolution. So we're definitely about that life. We're not gonna keep y'all long because this is still a part of our weekend. We have Monday as our planning day, but we're working from home today. So we're gonna keep this short and sweet, but we're gonna move right along. First things first, for those of you guys who do follow the listening, you know that this past week was an open mic that we've had. We haven't had a lot of those this past year. And it's been the first one for the summer. So the theme was waiting on the world to change, and we had it. Shout out to Mission House Coffee for hosting us. We had a blast, man. And the guy Steven Stayfly was in the building, man. How was it from your perspective? Because people like to ask me, right? People like to ask me, Nick, how was the open mic? How's the open mic? I'm looking at like all of these things, so I'm not the best person to ask. But not only were you in the audience, but you were on the mic, and I know there's got to be an experience on your end. So how about you let the people know a little bit about your perspective?
Okay, so from my perspective, I was, compared to the open mic that we had before that one, the turn up was just crazy. It was so much energy because so many people showed up. Had people coming from all over the place. I believe it was some people from Detroit that was in the house that night.
Oh, yeah.
And just variety, people from the age of, say, 15 all the way up until, the elderly, per se.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Muppet.
Shout out to Miss Muppet, because she definitely did her thing. It surprised me because I was talking to her before the show, and she was just sweet, and I wasn't expecting her to perform, and it was just crazy. Energy was crazy. I loved it, man. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's definitely something that most people in Lynchburg know us for, because that's how we arrived on the scene, and our mission being what it is, to engage, change, and save lives with the performing arts. We couldn't do what we do without shining the artists. So it definitely felt like a return to form, if you will.
Can I add on to that too?
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely. And with the theme being, something having to change, everyone that performed definitely had something to say, and I left there with a bit of motivation that I can do more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just contributing one thing, like there's so much more that I could be doing to help the world change. So it was very informative as well. It wasn't just entertainment. So
yeah. Absolutely. Thanks for reminding me. We definitely got to get that on the t-shirt somewhere. We gotta get that going. We don't do this to entertain. But speaking of just doing things for a reason, doing things for a change, our Freedom School program is soaked in the idea of making impact, making a difference. This past week, we just finished talking about making a difference in our world, right? And this week, we're making it a bit more centralized, making it a bit more focused and localized to our families, believing that we can make a difference in our families. We just had a whole long weekend. I hope that everybody watching was able to spend time with their own families. But this book that we're about to get into this week is a heavy one. It's a heavy one on that conversation, and you have the honor. I'm gonna say it's an honor. I'm gonna call it for you. Working with our high schoolers and having that conversation. What's it been like this summer, just working with high school students, because they tend to be a tough nut to crack? Like, what's that been like for you?
Man, the first 2 weeks, it was definitely a slow transition as far as engagement goes, because I know that the high schoolers feel like they could be doing so many other things that's twice as fun instead of just sitting in the classroom and reading. But at the same time, just me being able to, just share myself and be vulnerable with them and gather the feeling of community more so than just, hey, I'm the teacher, you're the student. It pulled us through, and it was personality that helped keep the classroom together and encourage them to engage in the activities. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And I've been having a blast. We've been rocking and rolling ever since, and I'm just thankful to be here, man. Like, it's a blessing to be able to work with them.
That's what's up. This week's book is one by an author that we're familiar with Freedom School, Sharon M. Draper, Forged by Fire. Now, we actually just got this book in. So, our staff is reading all the books, getting ready for this week. As you've been getting into it and starting into this book, what kind of stuff do you see on the horizon as far as themes? Because, anything involving our families is heavy. It's always going to be some heavy stuff. But what are some themes that you want parents to be aware of as we go through this book with their students?
Okay, so going through the book, I am at chapter 3 right now. It's taken a little while to heat up, but one thing that I'm definitely noticing that's related to family is this guy. It's about a young man who's in high school, and he's in a very dysfunctional family. His mother got taken away from the home because she was abusing substances. He has a very abusive father, and aunts and uncles and cousins. It's just a whole bunch of negative energy going on within the family, and he's trying to find a way to cope with that. Not only cope with that, but show up to school every day and be successful despite the animosity that he's going through. And like I said, I'm only in chapter 3 right now, but from what I'm seeing so far, it's very hard for him, and he's trying, but at the same time, these things are just coming at him like bam, 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 and it's very hard for him to pursue his goals, per se.
Yeah, and it's going to be much more interesting, navigating this book with our scholars, because they're smart and they're going to have questions. And the biggest reason why we're even just sharing this with parents out there who are watching this is for you guys to have the opportunity to talk with your scholars at home a little bit. The idea of our Freedom School program and the original from 1964 is to get the family and the community involved with the work that's taking place. So these are heavy topics. We don't profess to be experts on the matter, but we just want to make sure that we engage you guys and invite you to also do that at home. Speaking of engaging, we've got a few more things coming up this summer, and to say we're excited would be an understatement. So we're going to start low key and then move our way up. First thing, on this Friday, we're having our field trip. All parents should know and get information about that. If not, you'll be getting an email this week with more details on what you'll need. Next week, however, The Listening is participating in the Brave New Voices International Youth Poetry Slam Festival. And I've been wanting The Listening to be involved with this from jump, but we're going to have a virtual open mic next week. And if there are any youth out there, any young people who like writing poetry, who like reading their poetry, performing their poetry out loud, and want to get involved with a network, like an international, like legitimately international network, this is the open mic for you. This is not an open mic limited to Lynchburg or Virginia or the East Coast or the South. This thing is like all over. So if there's any local youth, I would love y'all to represent Virginia. I mean, I would love for young people to get involved with this. If there's any information that you need, you can check it out on our website, welcometothe.listening.org. You can also check out Brave New Voices website, bnv2021.org, and there'll be information there. I believe the link is live on their Facebook page to join the festival, which takes place at the end of the month after our program ends from July 23rd to the 25th. Once again, we sent out an email blast, but we'll send out another one just to make sure that everybody is caught up on what they need to be caught up on. Now, the second thing that I want to talk to y'all about that we've already started talking about, we've already started planning, is our National Day of Social Action. Now, once again, the Listening's mission is to engage, change, and save lives with the performing arts. Why do we do this? Because we believe that the arts can be used as a transformative resource when it comes to mental health, education, and social action. Now, we take this very seriously. Our first time doing this was in 2019, where we led a march of Rivermont Ave to bring attention to gun violence and how we can protect our youth and just have the conversation, at the very least, have the conversation. This year, the theme is youth justice, and this summer we'll be visited by a representative from Rise for Youth. I want to share this video with you guys and encourage you guys to check them out, because when that day of social action comes for us on July 21st, we would love to have the community support. We love making noise. We love being live. We love being loud, but we would love for the community to get with us. Before I play the video, Stephen, I want to just hear a little bit more from you, and let the people hear a little bit more from you about what youth justice means to you. We're starting to have that conversation with our scholars, but everybody gets impacted with this thing. So when you hear youth justice, what does that mean to you?
Okay, so youth justice means to me that everyone gets a fair shot. Despite the fact that we have youth that, get arrested and face charges similar to what adults would go through, you have some minority youth that, receive the same treatment in comparison of youth that, are the majority. And for me, it's just all about equality and making sure that everybody gets the same shot. The young mind is moldable and it's still in development. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I feel like they get tried a little harsher than what's needed be. So I feel like they could be a bit more lenient and a bit more understanding. Mm-hmm. Just making sure that everyone gets the same shot. Everyone gets the same chance. So yeah, that's the way that I see it.
Yeah, and I love hearing how our scholars are able, and it does take some work, having these conversations is not easy. But I love when they break past that resistance and are able to dive in with us, and have leaders like yourself, like the rest of the team, able to just walk with them and be honest, come from a genuine place of honesty and wanting to see them kill it, So with that in mind, I want to share the screen real quick. Now, this is the video off of YouTube, so you guys can definitely watch it after this and get a little bit more information about Rise for Youth. They're an organization out of Richmond, but they do a lot of work beyond the limits of the city of Richmond. And we'll be excited to chat with them here in Lynchburg later on this summer. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Hope I don't mess this up. And if I do, y'all can't judge me because nobody's perfect. All right, check this out, guys.
What we do is we speak for the kids who can't speak for themselves because obviously they're locked up.
I don't believe that juveniles should be incarcerated.
Prisons don't work.
They don't work because the statistics prove they don't work.
The youth that are in these youth prisons are typically Black, and they're brown, and they're young, come from broken families.
Kids don't belong in prison.
Where the city of Chesapeake is proposing to build a 112-bed facility. Advocates for youth agree the area is not appropriate for the planned center.
When you put 112 beds together, you've got an institution. And institutionalized treatment has proven over and over again to be ineffective.
Don't incarcerate, what? Educate. Don't incarcerate, what? Educate.
Rise for Youth is a nonpartisan campaign
that advocates for the closure of youth prisons.
It stands for reinvesting in supportive environments for youth.
Rise for Youth is all about making sure that young people's voices are heard.
We held a lot of media events. We held protests. We do a lot of stuff like talking to legislators.
Our Youth Rise members were very instrumental in lobbying. One of the wonderful things that we do with them is train them in using their voice, train them in being confident in delivering the message. And they were able to go with us to the General Assembly and meet with legislators to share their story and share how they're impacted by their environment and how their environment impacts their decision-making.
Capital, a small group is asking Governor Northam to reject plans that would put new youth prisons in the Commonwealth.
This group gathering at the state capitol to deliver letters and postcards to the governor.
We had thousands and thousands of them, like stacks. People from Norfolk that signed it, people from Chesapeake that signed it, people from Richmond that signed it. When we go talk to legislators, we show them the statistics that proves when the youth get incarcerated and get ready to be released, he's most likely to come back. That's how we was able to close Beaumont Correctional Facility.
that is a juvenile jail.
That was one of the big successes that happened last year.
It's getting crazy now because, like, first we shut down Beaumont, now Chesapeake postponing their decision making. And I just felt, it just felt good. It felt like we actually had a voice for a change.
Like, what? I just want to do a little dance. Like, yes. To like legislators and like governors and like people who like literally are in charge of everything. Like, if I were to go sit in front of them and tell them how I felt about what they were doing to kids my age and kids younger than me, they would be like, well, like, we need to do something.
Youth are the ones that are actually going to make the changes. You can't really have a community without youth.
If you're passionate about what you say, if you keep saying it over and over again, if you get other people to say it with you, somebody's gonna listen.
Youth deserve that chance. If they don't get the chance, you'll never know what they can do.
Because I was muted just now. But I'm so excited to be embarking on this journey. And honestly, I feel like at the root of it is just a conversation on creativity. You know, how can we creatively bring these people back to a society, bring these young people back to a society without just like sticking them in a box and just saying, all right, good luck. Like, shame on you. Like, there's got to be something that encourages and invites them for creative methods, for alternative methods, for something that speaks more to who they are. And we're going to be having this conversation with Rise for Youth. And just seeing that video itself, like, we talked on the phone, and shout out to Rox because she was a part of that conversation with us. But we automatically on that call felt like in sync in using our platforms to help young people out. So that's going to be a great time and a great conversation to be had there. But to all the people watching, if you would like to help, if you would like to support and be a part of making our National Day of Social Action a success, please reach out. You know, we definitely need help creating these posters. We need help along the route that we're going to be walking, making sure that, you know, people don't have any dehydration issues because we need to have water. We need to make sure we got some icy juicies. We need to keep the enthusiasm high, the energy high, and safe. Above all else, staying safe. Our young people need to see that the community is behind them, that we're not all about lip service, but we believe in giving them a chance to have their voices heard. So please, if you haven't yet, save the date. July 21st is going to be a protest for youth justice and youth incarceration. Now, before I go on and cancel this thing out, I just want to thank all of our sponsors one time. We've got an amazing amount of sponsors that helped us make this year's program a success. I can't remember all of them right now, but they will find themselves on our website. Amazing organizations like Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation, Bank of the James, Humankind, a whole amount of faith communities in Lynchburg that have supported this program. Shout out to all of them. What's up, Najee? I see you in the comments, boy. Peace to the man, Najee. But yeah, shout out to everybody who's helping this program be successful. We are starting week 4. So after this week, there's 2 weeks left. We're going to rock out and continue having a blast. Thank y'all once again for supporting this program. And if you have any questions at all, slide in our DMs or send us a message, send us an email, or visit the website at welcometothe listening.org. On the behalf of everybody with the listening, we appreciate y'all. Enjoy your Monday. Deuces.